going on there, YouTube? This is SEL0320 representing JBS. I'm back here again for another review for The Vampire Diaries 8th season, final season, episode 13. The lies are going to catch up with you. Alright, look, I'm going to talk about the positive of the episode before I go into the negative, because there's a lot of negatives for me, personally, and they're very clear and precise negatives, okay? But the positive for me were definitely Dorian and Paul Wesley's, Stefan, their interaction, Stefan trying to take ownership of situations, and like Dorian just like, he's finished with it. I was trying to figure out who in the world took Stefan, first off. Then to find out, what his plan was, I was just like, man, this is pretty deep. Having Chris Wood as Kai back, he is an awesome villain. I love his character. I've been loved his character. I was sad when he died. You know what I'm saying? I think that he definitely was one of the high points of this episode. But at the same time, I realized he was a catalyst. From the very first part of the episode, I realized he had another agenda than just helping Damon Salvatore to get his long-lost love. Really? Come on. And this is where it goes into the negatives for me for this episode. I gotta say, out of all the episodes this season, this probably for me was one of the dumbest. Because everybody was doing things that didn't make sense rationally. First off, let's go with Stefan. Stefan at the end, after Dorian and after he survived, hypothetically speaking, after, Cadius spoke all this negativity to him, which didn't make any sense to start with, and him just like taking hold and like, all right, leave me, Caroline, leave me. I'm just like, bro, that's what Cade wants. I mean, yeah, you can go and say, all right, I deserve all these different things, but this is the one catalyst of things that you need. If that was the case, then why didn't you just allow yourself to die then? So, I mean, I know that is a plot point that they're trying to push Caroline and Rick together to try to help out with the kids. I understand that from a plot device standpoint, but they could have easily allowed Stefan to be like, I need time. Just bear with me, but go help Rick for right now. Could have been solved simplestly, so that didn't make no sense. The other side of the coin would be Damon and Kai to start with. I mean, as much as I love, Ian Somerhalder and Chris Wood's chemistry and their back and forth banter, they're great actors, they have great chemistry, but what was Damon doing? Why? I understand him needing Elena back, but he's got what? With Bonnie, she's like, I don't know, 23, 24, 25 at the most? You got 50 years, bro. You still a vampire. You got 50 years, dude. Like, I mean, unless something happens to Bonnie, you should just be worried that Kai won't just kill Bonnie, because that was the last thing that happened. The last thing that Kai did was kill Bonnie. Like, what was he thinking about? Like, oh, yeah, you need to bring back Elena. And that was his finite point in his mind. It was like, all right, I'm just going to stick to this. Allow myself to kill a couple people, allow Kai to kill a couple people, and he's just gonna allow me to have, what? Why? That made no sense, dog. So I was just like, that's what you get, honestly. Like at the end, I was like, that's what you get. That's what you freaking get. I just was, I'm still pissed off about that. And I'm sorry, I'm getting a little over emotional. This isn't the Damon side of me. This is just me actually liking where the characters have progressing, to the point of this episode, they're just doing stupid stuff. And then even with Bonnie. And now I understand. Look, listen to me. Bonnie has been getting the shaft from episode 1. Every single episode, they just leave her out to dry. I understand her selfishness and her need to have someone. You know what I'm saying? But that is why you need people in your life to be there. Like, actually be there. It wasn't like she went out of town. It wasn't like she cloaked herself. People could really be there. So, I mean, it falls on her friends a little bit. I understand that. But why? Kate was going to interact with you. You're trying to go to, a different place. I was just like, Bonnie, like, no, don't do it. Like, just leave it be. Like, the more you try, to push into something that you just can't have, like, the more I don't know. I think I give her the less flack because she always gets the shaft. But I was just like, what she's doing is going to be a recreation of himself. Like, he could have killed her, but he chose not to. And that's the thing. Like, she has the ability of making what's called the other side, kind of like what happened with Ketsia. So she has that same exact ability, Kay has, but his was, of fire, brimstone, and damnation. And so with her, it's kind of like this dark void, which is what the other side was. That was the catalyst. And then when the other side was lifted and moved, that was when everybody went where Cade went. So I know I'm talking a lot. That part was interesting. I enjoyed the mystery behind it. I caught on to it really quickly, but I just felt like the actions that Damon, Bonnie, and Stefan made just were stupid. That's just the reality of the situation. I give this episode a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed certain parts of it. I've been enjoying this season, but I just feel like the actions that everybody made was just like, ugh. The best thing about this episode was, Chris Wood, but he just allowed Damon to just played right into his hands. Like, here, take everything from me. Anyway, I apologize for getting all emotional. Y'all, keep it locked. JVS ain't gonna stop. I'll be back next week. Peace, everybody.